Welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Wednesday, March 26, 2025. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Can I please have the first two cards in our 5-card spread for today? First two cards we are starting our day off with today. I am not surprised. We've got here, all right. We've got here our Three of Swords in combination with our Death card in its upright. All right, let's go through it, guys. I was saying before we started the podcast, it's rough on them streets, okay? It's rough on them spiritual streets right now. It's rough on those energetic streets, okay? Don't over-internalize the roughness. All right? Here's the thing. And remember how I kept saying that the Leo full moon was like a dress rehearsal? Remember I said that the energy we had last month was like a dress rehearsal for what we were going to have to expect right now? Compassion feels like it's in short supply, right? We've got, I'm going to describe to you, we got a traffic jam, all right? I'm going to give you, all right, we're having a traffic jam right now. There's a traffic jam. All right, I'm going to tell you about the traffic jam. Okay, if you're feeling jammed up, there's a traffic jam. Okay, here's the spiritual, emotional traffic jam that we're all experiencing right now. Okay, Neptune. Neptune is all about reminiscing. Neptune is all about nostalgia. Neptune is it's like everything that's stored in the ocean. Okay, it's like memories. It's like all the nostalgia. Okay, now I'm going to do my best to explain to you what's happening now energetically, because you understand why everything feels so weird and why you might be having a lot of lucid moments right now. Okay, we got Neptune that's usually like all about the past, right? Neptune is pushing forward. Okay, Neptune is like bridging the gap right now between Pisces and Aries. So Neptune is moving forward. So it's like moving forward with nostalgia. And then we've got Mercury that would typically be the energy that we would expect to be moving very quickly. Mercury's pulling backwards. Okay, so we've got energy, nostalgia moving forwards, Mercury pulling backwards, and then we've got Venus just trapped in between, like just sitting there between them, also going through a retrograde. So what does that mean? Like, all right, you may be feeling very confused in the realms of nostalgia right now. All right, because the way I can kind of describe this is how do I put this best? We've got like Neptune. How do I describe this? So we've got Neptune that is pulling backwards. So I'm give me a minute, because I'm trying to find the best way to analogize how we're feeling. So there's a lot of this. It almost feels like the vibe of hopelessness. I kind of want to describe that, and the reason why is because, again, I'm going to say this again, we got Venus in retrograde, which makes everything look worse than it is, right? And then we've got on top of that, we've got the Mercury retrograde, which feels like things are going wrong, right? So there's a big, and then because Neptune is transiting through Pisces to Aries, there's a lot of emotionality coming through as well. So I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want you over internalizing. I want you to get out of your head, because a lot of this energy, it feels like it is created. It's like it creates that space of feeling way too trapped in one's own head, right? Getting to what does it feel like when you get too caught up in your own head? You overly fixate on things that are not important, right? The smallest thing you just can kind of feel yourself ruminating on. I want you to kind of, I mean this with all of the love and compassion within me, knock it out, like knock it off, like knock it off. Knock it off. Like, I mean that. I say that lovingly. I say that with like so much like depth of compassion. I want to say this to you. You got to get out of your own head, because I keep on seeing that there's a big tendency here of overthinking upon things, getting too caught up. And that's what we want to avoid, right? When we overly fixate on things, we sometimes create problems where problems don't exist. So the reason I'm saying that right now is I'm saying that to like, I'm saying that, like, that's what I mean about saying that gently, saying that empathetically, Don't get too caught up in your own head right now. Allow for a little bit of that sense of compassion, working through something, assuming, and again, if you're bringing compassion to situations, the compassion that we can give to each other right now, right? It allows, it can be transformative, but it's coming through in the space of understanding that we're all going through it, right? The thing that the moments that we feel that we're alone, it's remembering that everybody is feeling that too, right? And I keep on seeing that there's something about this energy that can create these moments that make us feel energetically trapped, right? Because often, right, like with the Mercury retrograde and the Venus in retrograde, you're already feeling bad about yourself, and then something starts going wrong. It's easy to over internalize it. Don't over internalize it. Okay? Like I'm telling you right now, compassion and patience, like these are all lessons that we're getting in relationality to, and it's feeling like, again, it's like working us into the space of understanding that when we have that compassion for each other, it pays off in tremendous ways. Now, I keep on seeing that for the energy right now in separation, it's heavy here, right? This is some deep stuff, right? And I feel like, here's the thing, my heart goes out to a lot of the energy right now that's building into the space of forging connections at this time, because it's not easy. There is a level or degree of trepidation that I'm identifying here that feels like it's profound and fundamental, because, and I keep on seeing this, there's something really vital and important about the fact that there is hesitation in some of these connections that are coming together at this time. These are energetic connections that are coming out of situations that they were not burned from a lack of love. These are energetic connections that I see someone coming from a space that there's trepidation because they've understood and identified that when we're not doing that work in like fighting through our own doubts or our own fears, our love doesn't feel like love, right? So I keep on seeing that there's a lot of this pain here that's potentially being expressed as it relates to some of these connections. Remember when I said that these are chariot partnerships that are coming together right now? Do you see the connection point and the fact that this is the chariot energy? They're slow to start, right? They're slow to start because their hearts are wounded, right? They're holding their hearts delicately. And so I keep on seeing that this is the energy. There's a fragility that's occurring here, but there's something about that fragility that is being recognized and amplified by means of being able to understand what it takes. So if you feel like that right now, if you feel like there's a lot of that energy coming forward, being able to heal the heart space, like making room for it, making room for how you feel. Now, I do see some situations of separation, and what's difficult about some of these separations that I'm identifying at this time is they're not coming through from a lack of emotion. They're not coming through from a lack of care, but it's that moment that I keep on seeing that is occurring here. It's like the heavy lesson that comes through. What did we talk about? When we are in that space that we feel a volume of something, right? When we feel a volume of something, but we haven't worked through our own fears, then what we give another doesn't feel like love. It feels sometimes like we work on healing so that our love feels like love, because in order to heal, we have to become fearless. Being fearless means we're able to face our anxieties, face our doubts with a sense of energetic resilience, right? And so I keep on seeing that a lot of this energy is working in that context of potentially having to separate from situations or circumstances, not because there isn't love there, but because someone's still in a space of fear and their love doesn't feel like it's nourishing. It feels like too many fears. So I keep on seeing, like, this is why so much of this work here, it feels so difficult, because I can see some energy having those moments that feel like they're painful, and trying to say to someone, I almost see a separation of someone saying, I care about you, but trying to put some energetic distance there, because it's that moment of saying, I can't alleviate. This is the thing. We can't alleviate each other's fears. We work on healing through, I keep on hearing, like, love is a brave space, right? And we have to be brave there, because often when we're not brave, our love, like when we feel like we run away when things get difficult, like I see the energy saying, like I hear some energy and separate, like coming through points of separation, saying, I can't, like I can't take that, right? Like it's almost like the energy saying, I can't make you brave, right? It's giving a lot of that. Now, continuing to get clarification for a lot of the energy right now. This is why I see for energy coming into divine union. This is energy that's going like, I've got work to do. Like, why is the energy saying to a certain extent that they have work to do? Because I keep on seeing that there's that ability of looking back on the past and understanding, right? Remember when I said that for some of the energy right now coming into divine union, I just want to point out, remember, this is the same energy that was like in exaltation when they were coming into divine union, like about a month ago. This is the energy getting to work because they're able to see now with clarity something that they couldn't see before. And that's why, again, sometimes when we're doing that work, it feels like, I keep on hearing like the pat on the shoulder of conciliation saying, way to go, look how far you've come. But also that tap that says, I've got work to do. Because I keep on seeing that a lot of that energy coming into divine union understands the assignment of the self. And when we understand the assignment of the self, it's being self-aware enough that we're working on recognizing on what it is that we're trying to build towards, right? And so it feels rough because I almost feel like there's a little bit of this, like, I keep on getting, there's like a little bit of this, like shedding or this ability to talk to one another about things that one couldn't talk about before, right? While for masculine and feminine energy right now, deep within divine union, it's interesting because like, it's giving me a lot of this, like, absolutely not kind of energy. You know what I mean? Like there's something really important. I keep on seeing that like a lot of this energy deep within divine union is already leaning heavily into a lot of Taurus lessons. I'm not surprised to see that because we're moving out. Like, what do we have on the other side of Aries season? We've got Taurus. So a lot of this energy is working through. I keep on hearing the energy. It says it's not about how I feel, right? Why is the energy deep within divine union saying it's not how I feel? Because when we're in that space of love, like love is determination, love is energetic consistency. It's the consistency that we create for one another. So I keep on seeing that there's a lot of that work that's occurring here in terms of articulating and identifying and saying to one another that the consistency that we create for one another isn't conducive upon how we feel in the moment, but building upon the pathwork of consistency that we create for one another. So that's why I keep on seeing that there's like, I keep on seeing like an image of like the straight line right now. Like I keep on hearing like the energy of a straight line right now for energy deep within divine union, because it's holding a line or creating a feeling of consistency. Continuing to get clarification here. Oh, are you kidding me right now? Really? Okay. I'm not surprised. We've got 3 cards. Okay, we got 3 cards coming out in the center of our spread right now, but I'm not surprised to see the 3 because we've got that. I told you, we've got this like little pile up. Okay, we've got this pile up that's occurring right now. We've got the pile up that's happening right now with Neptune, Venus, and Mercury. Like, brr. So this is why there's 3 here. So let's get through it. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, right? This is the 7 of Cups and it's upright. So there's Neptune, right? The nostalgia. Like, oh no, the nostalgia. So we've got the nostalgia. Everything is fleeting. Everything is fleeting. The nature of existence is fleeting. We've got, the strength in its reversal, right? There's the Venus in retrograde. I feel awful, like a lot of that feeling of vulnerability, like I'm not reaching my expectations, right? And let me get the other one. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yep. And then we've got the 5 of Cups, right? This is like, it's like Wheel of Fortune energy. This isn't Wheel of Fortune. Like, it's not the Wheel of Fortune card, but it may as well be, because it's like put them together and what do you got? Because I need to point out there's something important here that I need to point out. Like, so yesterday Yesterday it's interesting because we had 3 of the 10 cards. You'll remember we had the 10 of cups, the 10 of pentacles, and the 10 of swords. The only 10 that we were missing was the 10 of wands, but then we had the 10 of wands. Remember what I said? We had the 10 of wands because we had, if you look at yesterday's spread, which you can find over on the Substack, what did we have in the second card placement? We had the 9 of wands with an ace of wands. A 9 of wands with an ace of wands is a 10. So, there's something really important that has to do. I keep on seeing a lot of this work that we're recognizing in this particular path work is understanding dismantling preconceptions. It's dismantling preconceptions, right? And so why, that's why this energy can be really rough, because I need to point this out. When we are in a healthy space, right? When we're in a healthy space, we are often in that place where we desire to dismantle our preconceptions, right? Because it's when we're able to dismantle our preconceptions that we're able to see something with more clarity. But that's why, remember when I said that a little bit of this energy right now feels like a little bit of foreshadow work? You know what I mean? Like, it's like a little bit of foreshadow work because when we're trying to avoid something, right? Like when we're like, me, like it's a lot of that, like, it's like sometimes we have to have those moments that can feel like they're more triggering to us. And that's why I keep on seeing being able to work through the space of understanding why you feel the way you feel, right? And that's what's so difficult about this energy. It's not just about feeling. We talk a lot about this here. It's not honoring the feelings, okay? Honoring feelings is not just moving in accordance with the feelings, right? Because the feelings want things. The feelings are like little children. They need things. They come to us. They like pull on us. They beg for things. When we're honoring our feelings, we don't just do what we feel, right? We listen. We actively listen to what the feelings are asking for, right? To be able to, again, understand, regulate the difference between a strong emotion versus putting emotion into tangible action. And that's why I keep on seeing that there's a lot of connections that are forming right now based upon and built upon that ability to regulate. Okay, it's like the ability to regulate through an emotional, like an emotion that feels like an emotional upheaval, right? Because effectively, right, like I keep on hearing the energy, the partnerships that are coming together right now, how are they coming together? They're dismantling their feelings. Okay, like now hear me out, right? Because why? Because this is why the energy feels safe with one another. Because in the space of being able to dismantle the feelings, right? The ability to effectively take something apart to a certain extent. It says that this is the energy this is why the energy feels safe with one another, because this is the energy that is healing from situations or circumstances where another person was trying to articulate that their love was just the expression of feelings instead of trying to understand what those feelings were asking for. So this is how the energy right now coming through. That's why I describe these as chariot partnerships, because they're chariot partnerships because they're working to dismantle their feelings, right? And in the moment of dismantling, they feel energetically safe, because in the moment that someone can dismantle how they feel, another person recognizes that they understand their feelings. And someone that understands their feelings, another person feels safe in the fact that understanding and recognizing that even if they feel a majority of feelings, they're always safe in their present, because they don't just react to the feelings. They do that work first in understanding where they spring from. Right? And at the same time, I potentially see that there are some separations that are occurring right now as it relates to someone not having the ability to do that. Someone trying to say, I'm sorry, I don't know what came over me. and another person saying like, that's the issue, right? Like that moment that someone says, I don't know what came over me. Like that's the energy that says, I can understand that, but that still doesn't make it okay. Because when someone says, I don't know what came over me, what they're really saying is that the emotions control them, not vice versa. Right? That we don't act out of character, that how we act when we're feeling a volatility moment often is very indicative of what we can expect from another. So that's why I keep on seeing that there's something about this amplification point, everyone feeling a lot of that volatility, but not reacting to it, but being able to work through it. This is what feels like it is productive. And that's why I keep on hearing with a lot of this chariot energy, what is it? What is coming through? Consistency. Being able to feel consistent even through something that feels energetically rough, not letting something get to you, right? Like not letting something get to you, but recognizing that something is bothering you, right? Being able to like work through that. Now, for masculine and feminine coming into divine union, this is the energy that's going, like it's giving me good grief energy. Right? It's giving me a lot of this, oh, geez, Louise. Like, it's giving me a lot of this, it's giving me a lot of this energy that's looking back on the past with new clarity. Right? And I need to point this out. Like this is energy that's in the space of forgiving the past version of self. And here's the thing. This is why we hold ourselves gently. I keep on hearing, we hold ourselves gently as we move towards light. Because often when we're moving towards a sense of understanding ourselves, when we look back, we understand and recognize that we're not perfect. It hurts, right? We look back and say that was like, and that's why I keep on seeing there's a little bit of that sentimentality that's rising. There's nostalgia that's forming in this combination of Neptune, Venus, and Mercury together. Because it's in that moment that someone's able to look back and say, I'm not perfect. But almost understanding that when we're moving towards perfection, what does the energy say as they move towards perfection? I'm not perfect, right? That often in the pathwork of understanding ourselves, we always feel those failure points. We always feel like we're not moving toward like when we're moving towards our higher self, we sometimes question our worth, right? Sometimes moving towards our higher self, we sit there and we feel bad about the things that we've done, having those moments, but we find that space of forgiving ourselves. We find that space of understanding. And I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy coming into divine union, being able to articulate that, right? Being able to articulate a lot of those stumbling points on one another's journey. I feel like there's a lot of that energy that is healing in a profound way, but they're healing in the space of being able to articulate and say to one another, I'm not perfect, right? But this is the energy of love that says you don't have to be perfect to be loved, right? It's not about being perfect. It's about acknowledging where it is that you're putting that work. Now, for a lot of this energy right now coming into divine union, this is why I keep on seeing that there's something very vital and important here in relationality to holding the self delicately, even as you're navigating through a point of personal transformation, right? Because I just keep on seeing like, that's the thing about this energy is rough. Right? This energy will have you questioning yourself. This energy will have you questioning what you can expect. But that's why I keep on hearing, like for a lot of the energy right now that is deep within divine union, focusing on the present, right? Keeping one's perspective on the present, being able to be mindful and build upon and base upon what one can do in this moment. It feels like it's transformational. But it could also, I keep on seeing, I would not be surprised if you're having a lot of moments of lucidity right now. Because I'm telling you, with Mercury going backwards and Neptune's going forwards, it can feel a little disorienting, right? So you might be having a lot of lucidity right now. Now, fourth and fifth card in our 5-card spread are, one card please. Yep, there it is. 6. Yep, there it is. 6 of Pentacles in combination with our Hierophant in its reversal. I keep on hearing there's so much of this work that we keep on identifying here that has to do with dismantling preconceptions. Dismantling preconceptions of the self, dismantling preconceptions of others. When we're in the space of identifying and recognizing and doing that work, right? Like I keep on seeing we have those points, and I like to point out sometimes we feel like we're being pulled apart, but that's when everything comes together. Like often those moments or those situations or circumstances where we're able to, and I feel like again, this is why I keep on getting the fact that there's a lot of Scorpio energy in this vibration right now, because that ability, and this is why we talk about the fact that those with like Scorpio placements, if you got Scorpio placements right now, you probably are like, yes. Like you're probably like, yes, because it feels like it's a lot of that space of understanding that when you're coming to the space of understanding the self, you have to be ready to let go of the past, like the other version of self in the process. Right? It's a lot of that feeling of energetic transformation. It's a lot of that work in recognizing and identifying and feeling a lot of that energetic unpacking to a certain extent. Now, for a lot of the energy deep within divine union right now, I keep on seeing like, and this is why so much of these, I keep on seeing for a lot of the energy deep within divine union right now, a lot of this work may be feeling like Taurus energy, like drawing a line, holding an energetic standard, being able to feel the consistency as it relates to navigating that vibration. For energy coming into divine union right now, I keep on seeing that there's a lot more energy right now working through Scorpio, which is understanding and recognizing the uncomfortability we often feel in moments that we understand that we're in alignment to ourselves, and then we look back on the place where we weren't in alignment and we're like, ugh, right? While for masculine and feminine energy in separation right now, I keep on seeing emotion. I keep on hearing emotions don't fix things. Fixing things fixes things. And that's why I keep on feeling like that's why my hands immediately went on the hips, because this is the energy that's saying, like I keep on hearing the energy. And this was interesting because we heard this stuff deep within divine union. Remember, like a few days ago, this is the energy that says or articulates and says feelings have nothing to do with it. Because again, when we feel an intensity of something, feelings don't bring direction. Right? Feelings aren't direction. Feelings are feelings. They dwell, right? Like when we dwell in feelings, it's the feelings we have that don't provide direction. The feelings that are helpful, the feeling that give us wings, are the feelings that are met with articulation of what they're leading towards. So that's why I keep on getting that some of the partnerships right now that are occurring are chariot energy, and they're potentially looking back on situations or looking back on situations of the past and saying, it is what it is. Right? The clarity of someone seeing it's not the issue. I keep on hearing the energy say feelings were not the problem. It was potentially circumstances or situations where if someone feels a lot of feelings, but they haven't done the work in healing the self, the love that they give forth doesn't feel like love. It feels like fear. Continuing to get clarification between our Three of Swords in combination with our Death card and its upright. Can I get one card to clarify, please? Whew, clarification coming through right now, and Four of Wands in its reversal. It's not ideal. It's never ideal, right? This is what's hard. This is why this energy right now stinks. Okay, I'm going to tell you this, why the energy right now stinks. The energy right now stinks. You don't stink, okay? The energy stinks, all right? I need to articulate this because what do we have happening right now? It's feeling like perfect is nowhere to be found. Remember, perfect is a cardinal direction. Nothing is ever perfect. Perfect is what we do with difficult situations. Right? It's working through that pathwork of having compassion. And so I keep on seeing that these are either situations of someone in separation saying, yeah, I couldn't get any movement because someone was trying to say that something wasn't perfect. Understanding, and this is the energy that says, I recognize in the fact that they were saying it wasn't perfect, that it wasn't going anywhere. Because this is the energy that says when you're trying to move towards perfect, when you're trying to say that perfect is something that can be achieved, it's something that you can always, there's always something, right? There's always something you can find if you are trying to say that you're only giving something until it's perfect. And this is the energy that I keep on saying. There's some energy that's healing and separation from some kind of Zeno's paradox moment where someone kept on finding something wrong to articulate why there wasn't direction. And this is the energy that's building into new energetic connections that is literally saying to one another as they dismantle the feelings, it's not about perfect. It's not about finding perfect. It's about making perfect. You don't find perfect, you make perfect. And that's why these are chariot partnerships that are coming together right now. While for masculine and feminine coming into divine union, understanding that lesson is what's creating a little bit of this crunchiness as it relates to looking at the past. Perfect is not found, it's made. Perfect is not found, it's made. It's what we do with less than perfect situations that we create. We are here to create perfection, right? It's not about seeking it, it's about creating it. So I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy working through that ability of doing so, this is energy that's looking back on, like, this is why I see some energy looking back on the past and saying that is an energy of the past that was seeking something that was within them all along, right? There's a lot of that, there's a lot of that work there. While for masculine and feminine, deep within divine union right now, I keep on seeing there's a lot of this. I keep on seeing there's a lot of this energy, there's a lot of this energetic unpacking, and it does feel like a little bit of this, like I keep on seeing this is the energy that's already building into a lot of those Taurus lessons on the other side of the Aries season, because a lot of that work in Taurus is coming through as it relates to perseverance and consistency, right? Being able to stay focused and rigid on something. Right? So there's a lot of this energy that says to one another deep within divine union, the love I give you is consistency. The gift that we give in love is being able to consistently recognize what it is that we create for each other. And so I feel like there's a lot of that energy deep within divine union that's working on that. Again, they're saying it's Libra and Taurus, right? What it takes, Libra Taurus messages. So what it takes to create that feeling of consistency. Continuing to get clarification between our Death card and its upright, our 5 of Cups in its reversal, our Strength card in its reversal, and our 8 of Cups in its upright. Can I get one card to clarify, please? Clarification coming through right now. The Knight of Swords. And here's the thing. Everything we've been drawing over the last few days has been Knight of Swords. It's a lot of this it's a lot of this here's the thing. There's too many planets in Aries. There's too many planets in Aries. I'm allowed to say that. I got Aries placements. And because, here's the thing. If you're in Aries, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We're a lot. Okay? It's it's a lot of that. It's provocative. It's it's a lot of that. It's a lot of this. Here's the thing with Aries energy. It's a lot of that. Aries is the ignition switch. It's a lot of that feeling of being triggered. It's a lot of that, and it's not having a lot of patience right now. It's and that's why I keep on saying to you guys, with every fiber of my being, I'm going to be your cosmic mom for a minute. When everything feels like it's focused on you and everybody's running out of patience, you have to bring the opposite to the situation. Compassion, proportionality. Don't be hot-headed right now. Okay? Don't be, I know, and look, if you're and I already hear you going, if I hear some Aries and Taurus right now going, I don't care who started it. Look at me. I don't care. I don't care at all who started it. All right. Be the force of change. Be the example. Do not be in a provocative space right now, because I'm trying to save you from having to come to me for a reading after you come out of this. I'm trying to keep the money in your pocket here. Okay. I don't want you to be in a space where you come to me and be like, in that moment, I know it felt good. I know it. It felt, you're going to, don't you dare come to me for a reading and say, in that moment, it just felt so sweet. I know, it's not about what feels good in the moment. It's about what is good, right? Don't just work through that space, because I see even now, there's a lot of that feeling of energetic provocation, And I keep on seeing some of these things, I keep on hearing a lot of these lessons are with profound, the profound compassion it takes to respectfully, I keep on seeing the compassion it takes to respectfully disagree, the compassion it takes to respectfully not get caught in a confusing argument, not looking through, understanding a point of clarity and not getting caught in the space of emotionality, Like I keep on seeing expansive moments right now. But a lot of it is not letting oneself get triggered. Continuing to get clarification right now. Okay, between, like I told you, this little cluster here. This cluster, this is like, what do you call it? What do you call it when you got Mercury? Like, this is like a joke. It's like, what do you call it? Like when you got Mercury, Venus, and Neptune all enter a bar together. You got a cluster. Like this cluster here with the six of pentacles and it's upright. It's a cluster of something, is what I'll tell you. It's uncomfortable. It's awkward. Yeah. Here's the thing, and that's what I said. It's working in the space of what feels like it's positive. And I got to tell you right now, there's a little bit of this energy that I'm seeing here, which is, again, it's showing, I keep on hearing, it is showing the difference between being I keep on hearing problem focused versus solutions oriented, right? What happens when we're listen, when we're problem focused, it often speaks about shifting blame. It doesn't get us anywhere, right? Coming into those spaces, and this is why I keep on hearing, this is a lot of energy that's working in the space of understanding and recognizing that like shifting blame is an energetic shell game. Right? Like shifting blame is an energetic shell game because it's not doing anything. It's just trying to look around for the source of something instead of doing something to energetically repair something. So I keep on hearing that there's a lot of energetic separation that's occurring right now by someone saying like shifting blame is an energetic shell game. It doesn't fix anything. Fixing things fixes things, right? And so I keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy working through that context, like this is the energy that, like, again, it may be feeling like someone's trying to come back in terms of trying to say, well, you did, and I mean, like, it's not about who did what, it's about what we can do to fix something. And someone being like, if you can't, and this is why the partnerships that are coming together right now are the energy that says they're not focused on trying to figure out the source of a problem, because figuring out the source of a problem doesn't create a solution. Right? I keep on hearing that this is why the energetic connections are chariot energy, because they say solutions create solutions, right? Not focusing on problems. like if you're I keep on seeing the energy say, if you're going to focus on a problem, it's so that you can find a solution. It's not so that you can dwell on the fact that the reason you did something was because there was a problem in the first place. Because one of the things we talk about here is, again, when we find there's no moving out of character, right? When someone articulates and says to a certain extent, I was hurting at that time or something like that, this is the energy that effectively says that moment or those experiences of articulating that, this is the energy that says it's not about identifying or holding on to something. It's about recognizing how one can do something better, right? I keep on hearing better. Right? It's not about dwelling. It's about doing something better. And that's why I feel like I keep on hearing the energy that's coming through in these chariot partnerships is better, not bitter. Better, not bitter. Right? When we become bitter, right? When we become bitter, we say it's your fault. Like that's what we talk about. It's not about letting things go, right? It's not about letting things go. It's about better, not bitter. It's about not dwelling on something, because when you dwell on something, you don't progress forward. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm talking about? It's a lot of that, you get in that space and you feel awful. You create bitterness within you. Better, not bitter, which is, again, you navigate what is hard to see so that you can figure out something to do better. And that's why I keep on seeing that a lot of this energy is in that space that they're saying to one another as they build into these partnerships. I'm not perfect, but I can identify the things that I'm working on, right? While for masculine and feminine, that's why I see this energy being like, I'm a monster. Like, I see this energy. I see this energy that it was and I got to tell you, these are the warrior relationships that were coming together last month. And before, I told you, remember, they were like on that, they were like, oh, like now they're like, oh my gosh, because like they're understanding. They're looking back on the past self and they're recalling what it felt like to be in that space of lack. There's a lot of that energy that's looking back on the past version of self, trying to hold it gently, but being very hard on the self in the process. And this is why I hear the energy that is in that space that says, I can do better. Because this is the energy that is recognizing that often on that journey of finding the self, we always identify something that we're working to perfect. While for masculine and feminine, deep within divine union right now, this just feels like a lot of Taurus energy coming in, which I'm not surprised because it's on the other side of the Aries season. And so it's like a little bit of like honoring your absolutely not. Like it's like I keep on saying it's like why is it Taurus energy? Because I hear the energy saying honoring your absolutely not. Right? Like kind of like having to hold that space of consistency, working through the space of what feels like it's helpful versus what feels like it's not. This is how we love one another, right? Continuing to get clarification between our Six of Pentacles in its upright in combination with our Hierophant in its reversal. One card to clarify, please. Clarification. There's that Empress energy in its reversal. So it is having a different impact right now on masculine and feminine energy, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. Masculine's feeling very unconventional right now. Masculine is keeping an open mind on things. I can see this. Like, I feel like there's something that's happening right now for masculine energy that's like breaking their assumptions on things. Like you know what your mistake was you assumed something. Don't assume. Never assume, right? Like, keeping an energetic open mind is what I see is happening here. And I keep on hearing, like I told you, like sometimes when we have those moments, like a breakthrough and a breakdown is understanding sometimes when we were assuming something that needs to that needs to be, I keep on seeing like something feeling deconstructed and seeing something in a new way. You know, it feels like expansion, but it's like expansion with like being able to disassemble something. Right. And I feel like that's a lot of the that's masculine energy, not feeling like they are in control of their, like not feeling controlled by their emotions, but being able to like that's it. The healthy masculine is working to disassemble the emotions, to recognizing that it's not about not feeling them. It's about understanding them. Right. Like when we disassemble an emotion, it doesn't mean that we stop feeling it. We understand the reason that we feel the way we feel. For feminine, I see a lot of the feminine that's coming through that space of saying, my honoring the emotions by saying, my emotions are not a burden so long as I bring my own prescription. Right? I can honor the way I feel, but understanding that feelings are adaptable and the consistency I create in being able to, again, disassemble emotions to understand what they're asking for. This is how we heal. Continuing how, like, this is how we heal. We learn how to deal. Continuing to get clarification between our Four of Wands and its reversal in combination with our Knight of Swords and its reversal. One card to clarify, please. Highest party messages from Spirit. Yeah, it's not perfect. We do the best we can. It's not easy, but we don't lean into what's easy. You know, we embrace our discomfort. Often healing feels like we don't shy away from something that is uncomfortable. We work to understand why we feel uncomfortable. And I keep on seeing that there's something about this right now, and this is what's difficult for some of the energy and separation. I keep on seeing some energy and separation working in the context of, again, identifying what can heal by the ability of another to be able to disassemble and understand what it is they feel, to be able to articulate it. Because again, when we insist, right? When we insist, we often block our own blessings, right? When we're not moving in a space of empathy, when we make something too much about ourselves, we block our ability to see what others need. And the thing about some of this energy that we're experiencing right now with this eclipse cycle is it's very easy to overcorrect and feel like something is focused or driven towards the self. I told you, a lot of this Venus in retrograde, it creates that like cracked mirror feeling. Right? It's like a lot of this, is it me? Am I the problem? And it's like, I'm going to say you gently, you're not. It's the eclipse, right? Work in that space of compassion. Have compassion for the self, because the minute you start holding yourself gently, you're able to make everything easier for those around you. So I keep on saying right now, don't do something. Like if you're feeling something right now that you want to get off your chest, ask yourself what the feelings are asking for. And that doesn't mean, I got to stress this, that doesn't mean that you can't communicate during the eclipse cycles, but you have to be very conscientious about making sure that you're communicating something in proportionality at a time that you may be feeling an amplification, as it were. Continuing to get clarification between our Knight of Swords in its reversal in combination with our Ten of Cups. Come on. Doesn't come out. All right. Yeah, the King of Wands in its reversal, right? Because here's the thing. Like, I keep on seeing, and this is like, I keep on seeing that there's something really important that we're navigating through right now. And a lot of it is, I need to describe this. When we are feeling emotional, we can't hear anything. All right? Often the amplification of being able to be in a space where the emotions are like the emotions do not move in productive ways. When we are feeling when we feel a lot of emotionality, it can, I keep on hearing like the roar of sound that becomes like the roar of sound that creates its own force field, right? Right. When all we do is express how we feel. Like when all we do is just react to what we feel because we don't have the ability to self-regulate, then what happens is we create a force field around us. Energy just chooses not to engage with us. Right? Like energy just chooses not to engage with us. Like over emotionality becomes its own force field. And that's often like why we have those moments that we say there's no getting through to someone, right? Because it's like the energy that forgets the fact that they're not right all the time. It's just that others are not bothering to argue with them, right? It's like the force field. It's like the sound wall we create when we are energetically volatile. Right. And that's why we work on self-regulation, because when we're able to dismantle how we feel, when we feel an intensity of emotionality of something, it's not an on and off switch. Okay. It's not an on and off switch. It's not like, oh, I fixed it. I don't feel anything right now. I am a shell of a person. I've healed. Like, okay, great. That seems safe. Or those moments that we say, I just feel what I feel and everybody has to deal with it. That's not healthy. Healthy is being able to deal with our emotionality. And it's allowing ourselves to feel the expansion point of what we feel. It's allowing for that ability to inhabit the space that we feel the things we feel. But then we allow the intentionality, we allow the force of the higher self to conduct it. We allow the force of the higher self to amplify what feels like it serves ourselves versus what feels like, again, something that feels like it's blocking ourselves or blocking that work. And I keep on seeing right now, I keep on hearing like there's a little bit of this work that's happening I keep on hearing something working through the space of something being inexcusable, right? And why do we say something is energetically inexcusable? Because we say we hold ourselves to a higher standard, right? And so I just keep on seeing that those moments or those circumstances, right? And this is why, and I got to stress this, the reason the word inexcusable is coming through is because the energy building into partnership right now is looking back upon the self and saying, I'm working on something. I'm identifying something that I need to regulate for. I told you this is chariot energy. And what's beautiful is, again, what's beautiful about some of these chariot partnerships that are coming together right now is this is the energy that's actually saying to one another, I don't feel great right now. I feel rough. I've got a lot of work to do. I don't know if I can do it. And this is why the energy feels safe, because it's not energy that comes towards one another with confidence saying, I'm perfect. It's the energy that recognizes perfection is in the act of being self-aware to be able to identify and recognize what one is working on. And that's why I see that that's the same message that's coming through right now for the energy coming into divine union. This is the energy that's almost saying to the energy in partnership, I wasn't perfect. I'm not perfect now. And this is the energy that's coming into divine union that says, you don't have to be perfect to be loved. Love is not, and I want you to think about this, the energy of love does not require perfection. It requires the ability to ascertain and recognize where the work begins, right? Like it's that space. And again, this is why, and I just want to stress this to you. I want you to think about anyone that you care about. I want you to think about anyone you love. Do you love that person because they're flawless? Or do you love them more for their eccentricities? Do you love them more for their flaws? Right? We love in a space of what makes us unique is what makes us exceptional. And so I just keep on seeing, like, working through a lot of this feeling of the eclipse. Like this is rough energy. It feels like it amplifies the feeling of saying things are not perfect. And love says back, They don't have to be. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. You just have to be in a space of understanding where that work is. Continuing to get clarification between our 10 of Cups in combination with our Empress in its reversal. Can I get one card to clarify, please? Clarification coming through right now. There's that 9 of Wands in its reversal. We saw it yesterday, right? We saw that energy yesterday. It's not about looking for the ideal circumstance. It's not about finding perfect. Those with Virgo placements know this. Like for those with who work through Virgo, Aquarius have to work through these two, right? It's not about finding an ideal. An ideal is an ideal because it does not exist. An ideal is a cardinal direction. Perfection is a cardinal direction. You cannot chart it on a map. There is no perfect place. There is no perfect person. There's the ability to recognize and identify and making perfect. Our job is to make perfect, not to seek it out. And when we build into the context of making perfect for ourselves, this allows for that ability to understand and identify what feels like it is moving forward versus what feels like it is always finding a reason why not to. And that's why I keep on seeing that there's a lot of energy right now in separation that's potentially healing from situations or circumstances where another person was withholding partnership in some degree by trying to say to another, you're not perfect yet. The reason I'm not giving you something is because you're not perfect. And this is the energy that says that the moment that they recognize and see the fact that perfection is not conditional to receive love is the energy that moves away from circumstances or situations where someone is trying to always find a reason why something can't move forward. And they're moving in the direction of energy that says it's not about what's perfect, it's about what we create. It's about perfecting, right? So I keep on seeing that this is the energy, this is energy moving away from the demand of the energy moving away from the demand of perfection and moving into or inhabiting the space of energy that understands that perfecting is an act. It's not a requirement. Continuing to get clarification between the World card in its upright in combination with our King of Wands in its reversal. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming through right now with our Queen of Cups. It's difficult stuff right now. There's a lot of I got to tell you right now and I'm going to show you right now between masculine and feminine energy, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. This is like, I want to say, if you're feeling like you're going through a rough patch, it's like I keep on saying the feelings, like oh no, the feelings, right? Because I need to describe this right now. And I'm seeing this across all of the frequencies. For masculine and feminine energy, deep within divine union, I keep on hearing some energy saying, I wish I could get through to them. Like I see the energy going, I wish I could get through to them. Because it feels to me like there's energy deep within divine union, working through the paradox that feelings, when we have too many feelings on things and we don't have an effective way to communicate them, feelings become a force field, right? When we feel too much, others can't talk to us. We've all had that person. You're like, there's no getting through to that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no getting through because they're so immersed. When you're so immersed in your own feelings, it doesn't allow for a channel of healthy communication. Right? So I see even here, like there's something about that's being navigated in relationality to trying to talk towards situations and circumstances, potentially even like the energetic counterparts, like working through the frustration of of identifying the situations or circumstances where they understand that it's not because someone doesn't feel, but that they feel too much about something, that it creates a blockage in being able to communicate upon something, right? For masculine and feminine energy coming into divine union, I see that this is looking at the past self and going, oh no, oh no. It's a lot of that work in saying to each other, I wasn't perfect. And I can see the energy going, I see that now. Like this is the energy that goes, this is awful. The more I move towards my own self, the more I look back and I just see all of those flaws. And this is the energy that says to one another, it's not about it's like literally I see the energy saying to one another, moving towards perfect is acknowledging how we're flawed, right? Like acknowledging how we exist in perfection when we hold our wounds energetically sacred. And that doesn't mean that we dwell upon them. It means that we understand that that's where we're putting the work to heal something. While for masculine and feminine in separation, I just keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy in separation right now, I keep on hearing like this is some energy. I keep on hearing heart broken, but heart not breaking. Why? Because I keep on seeing that these are situations or circumstances where, again, someone is trying to amplify their trepidation and say to another, listen, I don't want you to take my trepidation personally, but I'm just being careful with my heart. And this is the energy that says, me too. Like this is like, look at this, like, look at these two. Like, this is the energy that says, you don't have to explain. I understand completely, right? Like, this is the energy that understands the fragility that they're moving towards one another, because this is the energy that it's healing from situations or circumstances where it feels like I keep on hearing, it wasn't that they were loved. They weren't loved well, but they were loved wrongly, right? Because that depth or enormity that we feel of another, when we don't work to regulate, the thing that we give love often feels like fear. Continuing to get clarification between our King of Wands and its reversal in combination with our Nine of Wands and its reversal. May I have one card to clarify, please? Clarification coming through right now with our Two of Pentacles. So I told you there's a lot. I keep on hearing, again, this is like, these are literally the cards, like, again, emotionally disassembling something, right? And I need to stress this. When we emotionally dismantle, we still feel the things we feel, but we do the work to understand why we feel the way we do, right? And everything I keep on seeing is this is the energy that keeps on showing you, like, these are the new connections of showing one another that they're effectively safe to love, because this is the energy that says, I don't just insist that another accept my feelings. I do the work to help another understand and identify why I feel so strongly about something. I do the work to understand and pay it. Like, this is the energy that says, make no mistake. I honor my feelings. I hear the energy going, make no mistake. I understand honoring my feelings isn't just making you have to navigate the roller coaster that emotions are, because this is what emotions do. Like, these are emotions. You can't honor emotions by just feeling and saying the things that you feel, because your emotions go like this. You know what I mean? Like your emotions are like scribbling, you know? We honor our emotions by looking through the scribble and being like, wait, I see. Like, wait a minute. Oh, there it is, right? Like, this is the energy that says I navigate the scribble that is my emotions by understanding what the emotions are asking for. Right? This is the energy that says I can translate the difference between an emotion versus a need, right? And this is the energy that says you're safe with me because I do that work. And this is why, again, for masculine, this is masculine that says to feminine, I'm healing from situations that made me feel like the way to heal my feelings was not to feel them. I'm doing that hard work of allowing myself to feel the feelings and then inhabit the space of experiencing them, and then giving myself the moment to pause in that space and understand what the feelings are asking for so that I can communicate my needs effectively. And this is the feminine that's saying the same thing to masculine as well. This is a feminine that says, I do the work and feeling, going through those waves, right? Going through that volatility of the self. And I keep on hearing, I look for the note. Like, I look for the note, which means I look for the understanding of what is bothering me. I understand. I don't just speak about the fact that I'm bothered. I introspect upon why I feel that way. So everything I keep on seeing, like, this is why these partnerships right now, it's interesting because I keep on hearing it's chariot energy, but it's really based or built upon like Libra and Leo lessons, which is, again, working to find balance in the self to be able to deliver the love as an act of equilibrium. While for energy coming into divine union, this is the energy that says, I'm not perfect, but in you I am perfected, right? Like, that is the beauty of love. When we are not feeling perfect, the energy of being in a space where we feel like we can be messy, but our messiness is not something that is that is faulted, but we are appreciated in that context. I keep on seeing that this is the energy that says, I am not perfect, but in your love I am perfected. Because that is the energy that says you allow for that ability to grow. You allow for that ability to see something. You allow for that ability for it to change. And this is the energy deep within divine union that I keep on hearing. This is why it feels like a lot of Taurus work right now, because this is the energy deep within divine union that says, for you, I become consistent. Like that identification point of being able to hold the energetic line, the stability that we create in one another, whatever it takes is all it takes, right? Like some days it's easy, some days it's hard, but the consistency is the force of love. I keep on hearing the wavelength of love is one that is consistent. Continuing to get clarification final card between our Queen of Cups in its reversal and our Two of Pentacles in its upright. One card. There it is, Four of Pentacles. It's not about not communicating, okay? It's not about not communicating right now. It's being patient. You have to have patience right now. Remember, everybody is going through it, okay? Everybody is going through it. It's not just about yourself right now. Don't think, don't take it personally. Please, don't take anything. Listen to me. If there's anything you do listening to these readings, don't take anything personally during eclipse season. And especially during eclipse season like this one. Especially do not take things personally when we got Virgo in retrograde with a Mercury in retrograde with Neptune crossing over into Aries. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there could be some moments right now that what you see is not what's energetically happening. What you think might not be exactly the case. There might be, I keep on hearing, there might be something else going on that you might not recognize and identify. So don't be acting like a fool. Don't be acting like a fool right now. Okay? Don't be intentional. And that doesn't mean that you can't be open and expressive. But don't be reactive, right? Lead with compassion. Lead with patience right now. I'm telling you, you'll thank me for this. Okay? And that doesn't mean you have to be a doormat. You can do so respectfully, right? You can articulate and say respectfully, I'm not like that extends to you as well, right? But just don't do something right now that feels good in the moment that doesn't feel like you want to avoid those like I keep on hearing, like the energetic outbursts that sometimes feel like you're letting off steam, but actually move you in the direction oppositional to what you want to go into. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, especially here with the Two of Cups in its reversal. I keep on seeing there's a lot of this, it's interesting because there's a lot of this space that I keep on identifying here that feels like, I'm going to tell you, we often see this during eclipse cycles. It's not the fact, like I keep on hearing the identification point of remembering that one can respectfully agree to disagree upon something. And I need to stress this. And that's what I feel like, again, it's so interesting because I keep on hearing the word respectful, right? The ability to identify and articulate. And I keep on seeing that when we are in a space of navigating and feeling like we have different perspectives on things, we allow ourselves an adaptability to understand and recognize the perception of another, right? Like it's giving me like that space of the it's like a lot of that. I keep on seeing, like when we're in the space of being able to articulate upon something, we work to understand another, to understand even in those moments. And I keep on hearing, when we work to understand another, it doesn't create a space that we have to agree with one another on everything. But we can almost, like I keep on hearing, it allows for a context by which we can have a productive conversation, right? Like I keep on seeing, and that's why I keep on hearing like some of the energy right now. This is why there's so much trepidation, because I almost feel like there's some energy in separation that's healing from circumstances or situations where it felt like they were having to walk on eggshells with someone, right? When someone's too volatile, when they're upset, the relationship becomes one where you're just afraid to upset another. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have those moments that it's like, it's like, this is why there's so much fragility there, because I keep on seeing that this is energy that's learning that it's safe to make one another uncomfortable, and not feeling like that uncomfortability is going to have some kind of like vast or deep repercussions, right? Like, I literally see, like, I keep on hearing there's some energy right now in separation that's got some kind of like deep trauma wounds in regulation of identifying and recognizing. Like, this is what I mean about that fragility. Like, this is the energy that's literally trying to say, not only are you safe with me, but it's okay if you disagree. Like, it's okay to disagree. Like, it's okay. Like, this is the energy saying it's okay to argue with me. It's not gonna create like, again. And that's why I keep on hearing that the energy in divine union, it feels like that space of being able to be messy, because when we're in that space of love, again, it's like, I keep on hearing there's like playful arguments that are occurring right now for energy deep within, like coming into divine union, because there's something that we experience when we feel truly loved, that we feel like we can argue because we recognize that we're safe to argue. You know what I mean? Like the safety that one experiences in having a playful argument can sometimes feel, I keep on hearing, it can kind of feel like bird song, because it says, I care about you even if I don't necessarily agree with you. It doesn't create a rupture point. It creates like, I keep on hearing like happy discord. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, like, it's like that. It's that kind of like, like it's a little bit of that like teasing provocation that feels delightful. While for energy deep within divine union, this is feeling like, this is why it feels like a lot of this combination force of of Aries and Taurus, because this is the energy that says like, I love you and I'm willing to butt heads. Like, this is the energy that like gets very protective of counterpart, because this is the energy that says, I hold the line consistency no matter what it takes. I'm willing to butt heads because, and that's the thing when you see Aries and Taurus messages together, like Aries and Taurus are like love takes work, love takes determination, love is a battlefield. Like, it's a lot of that space of determination, but this is the energy that says, I push myself into uncomfortable places because that helps me articulate upon the things I care about. That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and receiving these messages. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can do so on my website. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading with me, it is a 2-step process. You have to book the reading, you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both if you'd like to have that reading. Most importantly, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a private reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never slide into your inbox and tell you that I have a very important message that only I can deliver. The only way you can book a reading with me is if you book one on my site. So I encourage you to do it there. A couple of updates before we move into personal readings today. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who attended our recent class on the Justice Card. Our next class will be held on Wednesday, April 16th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the Hangman. If you would like to become a part of that tarot class program, all you need to do is head over to my Substack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my Substack is your ticket of entry into our Tarot Church classes. You will also, as a paid subscriber, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library Archive. Now, it's not necessary to catch up. I'll do my best to give you an update on everything that we've studied thus far. The material is there for you as you're ready to receive it. You'll also have access as a monthly subscriber to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything that we've studied thus far or currently learning. And if you choose to become a founding member, not only will you receive a discount on the full year's worth of classes, but you will also have access to the entirety of the Tarot Church Library Archive classes. You will also have access to a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, wherein I will assess where you are on your personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage to meet your personal tarot goals. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. So I want to thank you if you're just joining us there. So I want to thank, and even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my Substack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date with any new offerings and services. I also post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. You'll also get to know, you'll also be able to see there the full spread of each day's reading as well as the podcast. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my clients seeking more consistent weekly. These are for any of my clients that are seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal pathwork and spiritual journey. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits. Also, for my clients that are seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits. I also want to let you guys know that I'm now also offering dream interpretation readings. Those can be purchased on an individual level per dream or as a package. I do ask that if you're going to purchase the dream interpretation reading package, that you start to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming through to you across the dream space. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages, and we will do this again.